Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If this is your very first time here, my name is FiddlinJonny and this is my Fiddle channel and magic product review. Today we're going to do a magic product review, and before we do any magic product review, we always just do a quick fiddle tune. I thought today I'd try to pick something that goes with what I'm reviewing, so here we go. Alright, it's just a little tagline there, knocking on heaven's door. I think that's a Bob Dylan tune. And knocking on heaven's door, I picked that because we're reviewing a classic today. This is Little Door by Roddy McGhie. Now this has been out for a while, but you know, I purchased it a couple months ago because I'd never purchased it originally. I know there was a lot of hype around it. I wanted to see if it lived up to that hype. So let's go back into the vault a little bit and take a look at Little Door by Roddy McGhie. All right, let's talk about it. Roddy McGhie's Little Door. Been out forever. And when I mean forever, not maybe a full decade, but maybe somewhere between 5 to 8 years it's been out. I should probably check before I started this. Been out for a while. When it came out, man, was it popular. People were talking about it. It was often being talked about trick of the year. Lots of hype. I immediately went out and didn't purchase it. And I knew it was hot. It definitely sounded interesting. So a couple months ago, I finally decided, let's go get this and see what I think. So that's what I did. Been playing around with it for a while. Now you're gonna get my thoughts on it. When I talk about this, I always start off with, what is the effect? I don't like to talk about tricks. That doesn't interest me. I like, what is the effect? Of course, the effect is amazement for your spectator. How I would describe it is probably a little bit different than your spectator. For me, it's in essence a destroyed tuck case that is restored. You start off with a great big hole on the back of your deck where you're able to show your spectator's card, and then you're able to hand the deck to them or hand the tuck case and erase it, and they can totally examine the tuck case. So that's what the effect is. I'll go ahead and put up a demo of it right now so that you can see a demo of what it looks like. All right, I said I would do a quick demo, so let's do that. Here's a little demo of Roddy McGhie's Little Door. I don't have a spectator with me, so we'll pretend I have a spectator, and here's what it would look like. So, hey, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret, how magicians are able to know what card you've chosen when we've done a classic routine of pick a card. And it's actually pretty simple, pretty easy, and a lot of people just don't know this little trick and how it's done. So basically what we do is that we would have you show you all the cards. You can see that all the cards are indeed different, type of a thing. And then we have you pick a card. So you can pick any card that you want. Let's say they picked that one there. So my spectator, you pick that one. Let's take a look at what it is. Okay, so you've picked the 4 of Hearts. So here's how I'm able to know that you've picked the 4 of Hearts. Obviously, in real life, you would hold this and put it back into the deck, and then I would control it to the bottom of the deck. But I have a little secret door that I have right here that I'm able to open up and see that card once I return it to the tuck case. And let me show you what I mean. So let me draw on it here so you can actually see where that is. So it's right about there. And there's a line right about there. Just a little bit. It's even hard for me to see the little door sometimes, but it's right there. And right there, there's a little trap door right there that we're able to open up. In fact, I'll put a little doorknob on it. That should make it just that much easier to see and open up. So when I take my cards and I return them to back here to my tuck case,
You can see the 4 of hearts. I've controlled it. You, of course, wouldn't see that because I'd be hiding it from you. But I put that in there. I could seal up my deck of cards. But because I've got that little door there, I'm able to actually open up that little door. Now, of course, I'd be doing this all like this so only I could see it. But you as the spectator would not be able to see it. But I now know that the 4 of hearts is your card. Then, you know, I basically just close it up because I obviously don't want you to be able to see that. So it's all right. And then, you know, there we are. So I should erase this because obviously we wouldn't want our spectators to see that. And now I'm just going to hand this back to you. And you'll find that even you can't see or feel that little door. And that's how us magicians cheat at being able to know what your card is.
All right, so you've seen the demo of it, you've seen the routine. Let's get into what do you get. So you're going to get, in this box here, you're going to get a Sharpie. I guess it's not a Sharpie, it's actually a dry erase marker. All right, it's non-script, there's nothing written on it. And then you're going to get 2 gimmicks, and I'll talk about those a little bit later. Then you're going to get three that's not 3, this is 3 different videos. They're all downloadable, streamable. The first one's about a little over 27 minutes in length. It's done by Nick Lacapo over at Penguin Magic. He does a great job teaching on there. The next 2 are both Roddy McGhie, the creator, and he does one where setting up the deck, and that's about just a little bit over a minute in length. And then the other one is 5 minutes in length, and it is about how to turn your dry erase marker and make it appear as if it is a regular old Sharpie. So it's about changing out the barrels into a Sharpie pen. So that's the tutorial. I normally in these spend a fair amount of time talking about how are the instructions. I'm just not going to go on and ramble on about that. They're good. I have nothing else to say. You get just a little over the 31 minutes. Okay, maybe I have slightly more to say. It's a little over 31 minutes. I would normally be critical of a tutorial that's only 31 minutes in length. I am not with this one because I got everything that I need because it's so simple, so straightforward, no difficult sleights, that there doesn't need to be a lot of time spent on the nuance and handling sort of stuff. It's so easy that in that 31 minutes you get everything that you need. We should spend a little bit of time though talking about the gimmicks themselves. So do the gimmicks work as advertised? And the answer is yes. Are the gimmicks durable? Yes, they are durable. They will, one of the gimmicks, in fact, I'll just sort of reveal for you here. One of the gimmicks sits on the back of your deck of cards. I'm going to bring this up so you can see it, or I should say on the tuck case. So this tuck case has been gimmicked. Okay, and you're looking at the gimmick right there. Back of the tuck case is gimmicked. Bottom of the tuck case is gimmicked. That makes your tuck case a little bit thicker. Does anyone ever notice it? Never once. One, because they don't ever handle until the very end when you hand it out to them, and they still don't know that it's a gimmicked tuck case. So, gimmick on the back of the tuck case. You will get another gimmick, and let me go grab that. This other gimmick is this one right here. And on this gimmick, this is the gimmick where you're able to open it up and see the revealed card. Okay? So you're looking at the gimmick there, and again, your spectator isn't going to notice anything in this process. So, what's the takeaway? The takeaway is that your gimmicks hide in plain sight. Not noticed by your spectator, durable and long-lasting. Will they eventually wear out? Yes. I think as long as you take good care of them, they should last a good long time. They will last longer than probably your regular deck of cards because they're thicker and more durable and have a plastic coating on them that allows them probably to last a much longer time. And if they get dirty, you can just clean them off. So I really like the gimmicks, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. I know that some folks will probably ask, can I make my own gimmick? They don't teach that on the tutorial, but for me, I look at it and go, yeah, I understand how this gimmick is made, and I could make it myself. Am I going to? I'm not. The truth is, I don't mind making my own gimmicks and do from time to time, but these are just made so well by Roddy himself. They're like, I'm just going to spend the money and purchase the gimmicks directly from him. However, if you wanted to, you could, obviously, once you have these, understand how the gimmicks are made and make them yourself. There might be a little bit of a learning curve, however, but yes, that could be done, but not taught on there. The single biggest thing as it's related to the gimmick that I want to share with you is the one that goes on the tuck case. You want to make sure that you follow the tutorial and watch the tutorial first before you apply your gimmick, because you're going to apply it to the back of whatever your tuck case is that you choose. This doesn't come with a tuck case in terms of what you're getting. It doesn't come with the deck of cards that you have to bring yourself, right? But you're a magician. You have cards everywhere, I'm sure, in tuck cases. So you're going to apply the gimmick to your tuck case. Just pay attention to the instructions, follow them. Don't do it when you're tired and exhausted. Apply it when you're rested and you can focus. Because if you inadvertently put it on like a little cockeyed or a little sideways and you have to unstick it, it's kind of a pain to try to realign it and get it just perfect. So just try to be as precise as you can the very first time around. I didn't have any problems on mine, but I know I've heard other people sort of screwing it up and not paying attention when they were first applying it. So, and I know I've had gimmicks myself that when I've applied them and not getting it right, and just it's a pain. So anyway, pay attention to that portion if you don't have it and you're setting it up. And in the comment section, if you're one of those folks who had a hard time and it was misaligned when you first set it up, let us know, and let us know what that experience is like so that others can be aware of it. All right. There's no really arts and crafts on it. It's just, you know, a setup piece. And the setup takes less than 5 minutes. It shouldn't take you any longer than that. I think my setup, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and I was ready to go. I think one other important thing that I should talk about is what is the skill level here? So the skill level is, clearly it's a beginner, but despite that it's a beginner level, this is a working professional release. It's definitely a worker. This is something that I think any professional performer, and I know lots of professional performers who actually use Little Door because it's that good. So anyway, beginner, super easy. When I talk about beginner, are there any difficult sleights? No, there are no difficult sleights. Essentially what you're doing is you're going to learn a load and a steal. The load and the steal are so natural to do because they happen in the form of natural movements of with your tuck case and with your deck of cards in hand. So super easy to do, not noticeable, and they're all done in the natural movements that you would with the performance. So another thing I would say about skill level is if you don't know a force, they'll teach you a force on the tutorial. You can use any force you want or don't do any force at all. Just simply show like this is how magicians cheat and are able to see a card, and you can use whatever card's on the bottom or the top of your deck and go from there. I shouldn't say whatever card, the force card that you're going to use, which I should mention. You don't get a choice in which card is the force card that comes with your deck. Mine happens to be the Four of Hearts. Pretty unsexy card, but one of my favorite cards. I was so pumped when I got the Four of Hearts because the trick that I perform more than any other card trick currently is Inevitable Choice by Christian Grace. It is my favorite card trick to perform currently. I perform it at every gig, and the force card in that one is the Four of Hearts. So when I perform this, I first start off with Little Door. Then when I'm done with that, I immediately go into Inevitable Choice. I'm using the exact same deck. I'm using my Inevitable Choice deck to perform this. Works out perfect for me. I love it because I don't have to swap in a whole new deck of cards. I use the exact same deck of cards that I have. But you don't get a choice on what your force card is. With that said, could you change the force card The answer is yes, you could. And they talk about it briefly in the tutorial. But for me, like, why bother? Just whatever they've given to you, make it easy and use whatever the force card is that they've given to you. When we talk about how easy it is, once you watch the tutorial, you've set up your deck, you practice for about 10 minutes, you should be able to go out and perform. And it probably appeared to your spectator that you've been performing this forever and have some amazing skill. So I felt like after 10 minutes of practice, ready to go. And I imagine most folks will be able to do the same, like with minimal practice. With that said, practice. Always practice in front of a mirror. It is just a smart thing to do. You'll learn so much in doing so, and you get to see what it looks like. So, but within 10 minutes, you can be performing it. You can do it surrounded 360. There's no angle issues with it. So, no problem there. It's a real simple trick. It's a playful type of a routine, which I really like. I love that at the end you can hand the tuck case to your spectator. It is completely examinable by them, and there's nothing for them to find with the tuck case at the very end, so you end clean there. You could do some cleanup with your deck of cards if you feel like you need to. Sometimes I perform with the gimmick in the deck. Sometimes I ditch it out of the deck, and that's sort of up to you in terms of how you want to do it. I don't know if there's any real cons on this overall. I would say something that's a little strange. This is with a mandolin back with a gimmick, although I have it in rider back deck. When this gimmick goes back is hidden into your deck of cards, the back of it is a rider back deck. So one side is mandolin back, the other side's rider back. I hope I'm not revealing too much. That's a little weird to me. So if you're using a rider back deck of cards and want to go into other routines, you're fine because it's hidden as a rider back card. So something to point out there. Who do I think is going to like this? I think any card magician likes to do close-up magic, strolling magic, likes to perform for friends, family, or at the bar or at work, to a working professional in any setting that's sort of like a close-up or strolling type magic. Gonna love it. In the United States, the cost is $39.95. I think that's a very reasonable price for what you get as a handmade gimmick by the creator himself, Roddy McGhie. All right, if you've purchased this, can you leave down in the comments what your experience has been? Is it durable? How long is the gimmick lasting for you? Are there things over time that you have learned? Has anyone ever asked to look at your deck of cards afterwards? What are the reactions that you're getting with this? So leave me some comments and let me know what your experience is if you have this release. Otherwise, just leave me a comment to say hi as well. Always appreciate comments and interacting with all of you. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't hit that like button, what are you waiting for? Hit that like button. All right, thank you everyone for being here. My name's FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.